James Anthony Reynolds was enjoying a fun night out at the Hideaway Club in Apt, Alabama on May 8, 1999. He was accompanied by a group of his friends: Elva Josette Lee, Lamar Jr. Stackhouse, Valerie Jones McCoy, Tamara Monique Ward, and Angela Roberts Young. The group was last seen leaving the club around 3:15 a.m. to head home for the evening, but unfortunately, not one member within that group made it home that night. After a small amount of time of the group missing, they were reported as missing persons until September 29, 1999, when Lamar Stackhouse's vehicle, a burgundy 1986 Chevy Caprice, was discovered submerged in the Pea River of Coffee County, Alabama. When the vehicle was finally recovered, all of the bodies of Reynolds' friends were identified, but Reynolds was nowhere to be found. The authorities searched the river as far as they could to try to recover Reynolds' body, but they came up with nothing. It was declared after the investigation that it was a single-car accident that took the lives of the young adults. But the only missing piece to that puzzle was Reynolds. Reynolds' body was never recovered and has not been seen since. There are some that believe that there was a possibility that when the accident happened, he may have survived. There were two specific theories that investigators had when it came down to trying to figure out what exactly happened to Reynolds. The first theory is that Reynolds survived the crash, but due to the crash, may have been severely hurt and possibly had amnesia and walked off never to be seen again. The other theory is that, again, Reynolds survived the crash and was ashamed for the simple fact that he was the lone survivor and was possibly afraid of staying at the accident site, especially being that they had just come from a club that evening. But unfortunately, to this day, James Anthony Reynolds' missing persons case is still unsolved. 16-year-old Montgomery, Alabama resident Kimberly Nicole Arrington was a loving and friendly teenage girl that was said by anybody that knew her that she was a very friendly and well-behaved teenager. She was visiting the CVS pharmacy on the corner of 3rd Street and 4th Avenue on October 30th, 1998, began plans for her Christmas shopping. It's said that she went to the pharmacy around 4 p.m. that afternoon to get candy and a soft drink, but unfortunately, Kimberly never made it home. After being reported as a missing person, the authorities originally thought that there was a possibility that she was a runaway due to her age. But those that knew her knew that this was out of her nature and that she wouldn't just run away. But after some time, the investigators started to feel like this was not just a missing persons case, but that there was a possibility that Kimberly had been abducted. Unfortunately, the circumstances surrounding her disappearance are very unclear, and since the beginning of the investigation, there has been no evidence of foul play or any witnesses, and to this day, her case remains unsolved. "30-year-old New York native Sasha G. Davis left her home in the borough of the Bronx on February 15, 2008. She was accompanied by her daughter Seela and friend Jared Bennett, who left the borough that day to go on a day trip to Rochester, New York, to visit friends. They were planning to stay from February 15th to February 19th, but never arrived. After they never showed up to meet their friends, a missing persons report was filed with the New York City Police Department. But on February 27th, the rental vehicle that they were using to get to Rochester was found abandoned. After it was reported that they were missing, the families went into high gear to do everything that they could to try to assist with the investigation. Davis's aunt turned his Bronx salon into a command post so that they could hand out flyers to assist with the investigation and to plead with anyone who had known anything to step forward. The family of Davis said that they knew that something was not right when they tried to contact Davis and his phone was turned off. For those that knew the two friends, stated that it was completely unusual and they found no reason for them to disappear on their own, especially being that Sasha also had another daughter that she left behind, and Jared Bennett had a wife and 2 daughters that he left behind as well. But still, to this day, this case is still unsolved.